Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I don't know if I think I probably did, showed you this beautiful mug that my friend Stephanie, can't get the glare, gave me for my birthday. She made this. She does pottery, really lovely stuff. So I wanted to talk a little today about homeschool planning. A lot of people have already started their school year, so it's a little late, but we haven't started ours. I always wait till September. Just feels more right. I'm not willing to give up the end of the summer. And I'm coming late to planning and getting things together, in part because we actually did school through July. So August is the only time that we've been off, and I just wanted to walk away for a little bit. And we did through July. I do try to have a decent summer break, but it was a complicated year. We didn't get to everything that I wanted to get to, so I wanted to finish up a few things. And it was a weird, complicated year, and that's the way it worked out. So I'm coming late to planning, late to preparing, having some funny shocks in the process because I sat down, I made my list of supplies I wanted, and I sat down to order them. And that's when I started seeing all of these sold out things, was when I had the, the hit by lightning moment of, oh crap, right, everyone's homeschooling this year. What do you mean there are no main lesson books? I always wait to the last minute to order things, and it's always fine. Not so this year. It'll still be fine. I'm still finding things, and I'm actually almost done. But it was really funny, just like, oh right, life's not normal. Life's never normal now. So this is my homeschool planner from last year. As you can see by the years. I like the boots. I like the art. I went with this mainly for the artwork. I have green garden boots just like that. These are by SG Everyday Artist on Etsy. And I bought a few of her things last year because I wanted something different. I've been using different planners than this, and I wanted something new and fresh and inspirational for me. Because, yeah, I was trying to get back on track with some things. It didn't work. That's how we ended up schooling in July, but all the same, hope I got this one from her too. Oh, can you see? There we go. Right at the front of my planner, because I figured I was gonna need that. And the binder wouldn't have been my choice color-wise, but it was one that we had around for whatever reason. Looks okay with things in it. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to bother to do a planner this year, and a real, like, one with, here's some more of the art in it. That's one of the divider pages. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do a real planner, but usually I would do one with a month. I would do like a month layout, something like this. And put in all of our stuff going on, and I would have, one for every month, and that would be a big important part of my planner. But the truth is that is all. All the stuff I'd be putting in there would be all of the dance classes and parties and appointments and recitals and all the stuff that is not going to be going on this year. And as I have found with, not sure if it is right here, it is not. I have a stack of stuff right here because I was going through things trying to order supplies, and I thought it might be there. Nope, all sorts of other stuff. So what I found is I actually switched mostly from that to a bullet journal. I've kept a bullet journal the last 3 years or so. And what I'm finding with the bullet journal is I haven't touched it in like 6 months because whereas it used to be before every day I would sit down and look at what was going on for the week and think about, plan for that, figure out when we needed meals by, when I had to, when I had to do a crock pot meal because we were going to be out of the house over dinner time and needed to be able to come home to food, or when, if we could get together with somebody on this day or whatever. When was a good day for a project? Um, so I used to sit every morning with that, and now we're not going anywhere. It doesn't, I don't use it. So I'm thinking I might not even bother with anything like that, but I might do some kind of week at a glance kind of thing, like something like that. These are just, I printed some of these to show you. Oops, some meal plan things in here, or something like this for lesson plans. But to be honest, I'm actually trying to kind of avoid the need for those things too. I'm kind of trying to just have a schedule that is really super simple and just like a list for each kid. Each kid does this, 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 this every day. And when that needs to change, I change it. That's the plan. I don't know if that's going to work. But this is not actually what I sat here to talk to you about. What I wanted to talk to you about is last year, I guess, was the first time I did this, where I was just at a loss where to begin. I didn't like where we had gotten to with our homeschool. I didn't like where we were at. There was a lot of stuff going on. One of the big things, actually, it feels like a lifetime ago, so I'm now kind of just trying to remember where I was at, was we had a major homeschooling co-op where we were getting together 2 days a week and doing like a full day of classes that various mothers would teach and the kids would go to. And because of that, certain subjects were already being covered for my kids. And I was prepping for like a bigger group of kids doing different things. And also, to be perfectly honest, it was this fabulous experience, and I'm really, really glad we had it. And I miss a lot of it. But it was so intensive that we weren't doing a lot at home on the days in between. Because there was so much to do to prep for my own classes and to make sure we had food to bring for the whole day and all of the stuff that was involved there that we were doing. Can you see there's a chicken right there over my shoulder out the window? So what it really was that we'd kind of come away from our own homeschool and its own feeling and way of doing things. And that ended. The co-op ended. We lost the building that we were using. A bunch of people decided their kids were going to school that year. It got it was too hard to pull it back together, which was also okay. We started doing some more casual stuff, but just once a week and just for a few hours and just, more for socializing and stuff like that. I did continue with my book club that I lead, which I'd love to talk to you guys about sometime. But that was about it. And that was also fine, but I was like, I had to sit down and kind of, because we had done that co-op for 3 years at that point. And so I was coming back to really home-based homeschooling after not doing that for 3 years, and I just didn't even know where to start? And I feel like there's probably a lot of people out there who are feeling that way right now because they are probably, there's a lot of people who are homeschooling for the first time, and maybe just don't even know where to start. And that happens to people who've been homeschooling for a long time. I've been homeschooling for 15 years, 15 years straight. And so clearly it can happen to anyone. And I was really overwhelmed, just didn't even know where to go. And so what I ended up doing is what I wanted to share with you. So what I ended up doing was I wrote on one sheet of paper experiences, because I knew I wanted there to be a lot of experiences, that I wanted to get back into now that we have more time on our hands. I wanted to get back to doing some of the things that we did more before the co-op when we had more time on our hands. And so then I just wrote down a list of those type of things, like apple picking, certain museums, notes to myself like look into free passes for local museums, see what's available, stargazing, work with natural dyes, all these things, see a play, see a Shakespearean play, camping, live music whenever possible, and actual events that happen in our community. Some specific ones are here. I am reading off a list in front of me right now from my binder, and I tried to tip up my binder and it tipped up the computer. I'm on it today. So that was just a general for everyone, like kind of places I want to get our family back into, a way of being that I wanted to get our family back into. And then for each child, I did a page and I wrote their name at the top of the page. And last year I had 4 kids I had 5 kids, but Ian is in college and no longer my responsibility. He's someone else's problem. This year Elijah is too. On the other hand, Madame Seraphina is starting 1st grade. Not that I wasn't doing things with her before, though for the early years, just in case anybody's wondering, we don't really do anything formal. We do a lot of experiences and a lot of rhythm and a lot of just trying to do having like useful and enriching environment and activities around the house. But we don't sit and do any formal work. This will be her 1st year sitting and doing any formal work of any sort. So what I did was I sat down with each kid, and there were 4 of them last year, and I just kind of did a brain dump of what I wanted for that kid. I thought about them and where they were at and what was going on with them, and wrote everything down. Everything from like read this specific book to reinforce times tables to go skating with friends, interpersonal skills, just anything I thought of, anything I thought of, including little notes about like other people that they might work with, other things like that, time management, stress management, I have here on one of them painting regularly, working out, backpacking, educational night. Educational night is something that we did for a long time. We're having a little trouble schedule-wise getting back to it, but there used to be one night a week where those who were old enough, it was educational night, we watched a documentary or something related to our reading or whatever it was. So all sorts of things of that punctuation, more writing. I have actual curriculums listed here, planning for the county fair, back to reading for a kid who had been a major bookworm and had just kind of fallen away from it due to life, healthy habits. So all of these things, I just sat and wrote and just kind of tried to write from the heart. Certain crafts that I thought would appeal to them. Nature walks every day. This one's on one of Serafina's Better Church Bag, which for coming to church with me, a better bag of activities, things to do to keep her happy, things like that. So just really just looking at that child and thinking, what does this child need in the coming year? What does this child need right now? And what are they going to need soon? And what is going to make this a valuable year in their life? Because I am very holistic in education. I am not someone who just looks at, reading, writing, math. I consider it my duty to look to and educate the whole child. So this was a huge help to me to see where to go. And one of the things that I found myself doing, and this was interesting because I didn't think it through, but on one of them, I wrote something down and I found myself underlining it because it just felt that important. And so then what I ended up doing is for each of them, I underlined the one thing, the one theme, the one notion, the one kind of spiritual movement, the one expression that that I felt was most vital to them in the coming year, and that I wanted to take into everything else that I was doing. And interestingly, for each of them, not a one of them has one that was that would fit in any any school theme of it has nothing to do with the typical school subjects. And to give you an example, I'll read through. These are in no particular order. I'm not going to tell you whose is whose. But I have calming the nervous system, alone time together, wellness, and guidance. And so one of the nice things about this was, it gave me a start to where, it gave me a lot of clarity, honestly. It gave me a start of where to start planning, but I felt like after I sat and did this exercise that I felt like I could figure out from there where to go with so much more ease, and like I was really paying attention to what my kids needed, and what made sense, and not just pulling things out of thin air. So that was an excellent start. But the other part of it was that during the year, when I felt like we were getting off track, when we had gotten off track, or when I was looking to make a decision or see where to go next, or just needed to be inspired or check in that we were doing the things that were most important, I could go back, because I've got them right in my binder. I could go back and I could look, and I could see if we were really keeping with my priorities that I set at the beginning of the year. So it was really valuable to me. So I hope that maybe that'll be inspirational to you as well. And now I have to go and actually order those main lesson books. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you very soon. And happy school year to you, however that looks, as weird and as crazy as that may be. Yeah, all these kids are going to have stories to tell their grandkids, that's for sure. Bye.